Fantasy from the Fairway is back after the Thanksgiving holiday. We're not on camera because Jenkins is back from lunch in 49 minutes, so we got to make this one count. What's up? What's up with you, Jenks? How was the holiday?
It was good, dude.
Good.
Ate some food like everybody else.
What did you already told me this, but I want to give your mom some love. What kind of grub did? I don't want to say her mom's name in case she's one of those.
You know what's funny? You said that in another video, and she on a phone call with me he said Kevin's mom, but you had already said her name.
Oh shit!
And that you didn't want to say her name.
Oh shit!
So yeah, she'll probably hear this and like that. She made turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, all the fixings.
Nice. What can I refer to your mom as that would make sense?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, we'll skip that. Anyway, good to hear, bro. Yeah, happy to hear it. Anyway, we're back. We had a week off of golf. We have returned to the side of the crime that Matt Kuchar tried to pull a couple years ago.
I think he did pull it.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah, if you don't know that story, just go ahead and Google Matt Kuchar doesn't pay caddy, something along the lines of that, and you will find the story. He's not in the field this week. He can't let that happen again. Yeah.
No, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't think
so. Let's take a look at our picks from now 2 weeks ago, but the last PGA Tour event at the RSM Classic. And Jenkins, you're not going to be able to see this because it's not on a slide anywhere, but I'll just tell you.
Okay.
First of all, start with the top 25s. Neither of us hit.
I don't even remember who I picked.
Well, I'll tell you. Don't worry. Ours didn't pick. Mine didn't hit mostly because Sam Burns quit after we posted the video. So Sam Burns never even took the course.
Yeah.
Your top 25 pick was Andy Sullivan.
Oh.
He.
I don't know where he finished, but I know it wasn't in the top 25.
It was CUT. He had to go home.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Andy Sullivan was cut. I had high hopes for him due to the fact that he made a birdie on his very first hole of the tournament, and it went downhill from there.
First and last birdie.
Yeah, first and last, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Andy Sullivan had to go home, unfortunately. RSM Classic played significantly more difficult than expected.
Yes. I didn't watch much of it, so I'm not really sure why it played difficult.
Windy.
Yeah.
It was weird. Anyway, picks so both of us missed the top 25 there. You are now 2 for 7, 28%.
Mm-hmm.
I am now 3 for 7, which I don't think I changed my percentage number there, so I'm not going to say it.
Who was 26th for me? Who did that? Like Hubbard?
Hostler.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Let's go to the picks to win that we had. You had Russell Henley. He finished tied for 30th. Get you 24 FedEx Cup points. Get you to 130. Now this is going to get you hot. Webb Simpson I had finished tied 37th. Had 16 FedEx Cup points. Gets me to 131. Jenks, I have a 1-point FedEx Cup point.
It's a good race.
It's a good race. But if you were a member of the tour and only had 131 points at this point, you're probably not going to make it to Atlanta.
Suck ass, yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we won't waste any more time. Let's move on to this week. Where are we at? Jenkins Jr.
El Camaleon Golf Club in Playa del Carmen, Mexico.
Okay.
South of the border for this one. I've talked a lot about Mexico recently because I do want to go to Cabo.
Cabo, yeah.
So I'm excited.
You are fluent in Spanish, correct?
Fluent.
Absolutely fluent.
Yeah.
Great.
Speak it, hear it, write it,
see it,
look it.
Yeah. Look
all of it. Yep. It's a par 71. It's going to play 6,987 yards. It was designed in 2007 by Greg Norman.
Okay. Greg Norman. Nice shirts. Quick story about Greg.
Yeah.
Makes incredible clothes.
Yep.
Very tough autograph. At a former employer of mine, he used to come in and out on his private plane. And
so you're talking about Sarasota private airport.
Yeah.
Yep.
He used to come in and out, and he's like real reclusive.
Where does he live?
not in Sarasota. His business partner lives in Sarasota, so he would pick that guy up. The business partner wasn't famous.
Okay.
But he would be on the plane and he would not come off because he was like real. He's like real like that. Like he doesn't want to be seen type thing. And he would then. We never did anything like this guy. The plane would pull in. We'd park it. The dude would walk out, get on, and then he would send his pilot or whatever down with a tip for us, even though we didn't do anything.
Weird about that?
Yeah.
Like I imagine you guys all figured out who he was, right?
He has his logo on the side of the plane. Yeah,
But
we knew he was in there.
it surprises me that I feel like most people wouldn't know who that is.
Yeah.
And even if they know who that was, they wouldn't like freak out and be like, "Oh crap, that's Greg Norman."
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that he's like a recluse.
Yeah, he is. It was cool though that he would still tip us. But anyway.
All right, but yeah, getting back to it, we have a new type of green this week.
Okay.
And I'm gonna butcher the hell out of this one. Paspalum. Paspalum greens. They were described in an article I read as large, soft, and slow.
You love to see it.
This is going to be the 14th year that this golf course has hosted a PGA event. But yeah, let's get into
Did you say 4th?
14th.
Okay, 14th.
Yeah,
makes more sense.
Getting into the previous 3 winners. 2020, but technically last year's tournament.
Yeah.
Brendan Todd finished at 20 under. 2019, Matt Kuchar.
Oh no.
Finished first.
Oh no.
And he got paid. His caddy got paid the same amount as those people who probably missed the cut that week.
Oh no.
And he finished at 22 under in 2019, and 2018 Patton Kisry at 19 under. This is of course, and I feel like I've said this a lot, like I'm just repeating, but this is once again a course you have to go low at.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not going to win with a 10, 11, 12 under.
Well, I saw last year. I saw in an article, but that last year Brendan Todd was first overall in total birdies. So
yeah.
So the guy that made the most birdies won, and it was like 20. What was it?
I'm not sure.
It was like 22 or 23, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, you got to make birdies here, no doubt.
Yeah. And so we're gonna move on to the key stats. Because these greens are large, soft, and slow, they're saying like the players aren't gonna have to be conservative with their approach shots. Like most of these guys will just be pin hunting on all 18 holes because the greens are going to be very forgiving this week for shots into them. We're going to next go to driving accuracy, as this course isn't long. Like the Bombers don't really have a advantage here. You saw Kisry won in 2018, but Kuchar and Brendan Todd are both players who don't hit the ball very far. So that's not going to be something you need to win at this course, and accuracy is going to be much more rewarding.
Is it Kisry or Kazire? I always forget.
Well, I think it's Kisry, but Austin said Kazire.
I think it's Kazire. I don't know what it is.
I think on TV they call him Kisry.
Is it? I don't know what it is. Patton
Kisry.
All right, keep going.
They had him on last week.
I don't know what it is. It's
whatever. And then strokes game, putting, and just parentheses, Paspalum.
What's that?
Paspalum.
Which is what?
The greens.
Oh, right.
The type of grass.
You know what's funny? When I saw that, and I didn't talk to you before, I thought that was putt in Spanish.
No, that's the type of green we're working with. That's the grass that will be on the greens.
Fair enough.
And then birdie or better percentage, you're going to need, like Casey just mentioned, Brendan Todd led the field in birdies, so you're going to need to make a bunch of birdies.
Before we get off that quick, you can stay on the other slide. It's not that important. But last year, Brendan Todd, 79.17% of greens and only 62% of fairways. I thought was odd. But the year before, Kuchar, of course, just to confirm, did not pay the caddy. 79% of greens, 80% of fairways. So it's pretty good sample size if that's what you got to do to win. So that's why we feel those stats are important. 10K and above. We like doing this now. We are ranking them individually because there's not as many of them this week. Strong field, by the way, for Mexico.
For this tournament,
Yeah. For sure. Dustin Johnson was even supposed to be in it, but he won the Masters and said, I'm going to go chill with Paulina. We said, fair enough. So with that being said, 10K and above, these are the rankings. You see them on your screen. Jenkins, Justin Thomas is your number one. It's a hard argument to make other than Harris English game sets up for this course
Correct.
fantastically, and he's significantly cheaper. That's why I have him priced there. But I'd imagine you have Justin Thomas at first because he's just flat out probably one of the top 2 players in the world.
Yeah, that and just I looked some stuff up, and there was one thing that surprised me. But yeah, me and you like to do the flip flops. Like I feel like usually our 1 and 2s are flipped, and 3s or 4s are flipped. And I feel like we always have the same 5.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So and once again, this we didn't like see each other's things before now.
No,
so,
correct.
We're just kind of So let's get into JT real quick. The last 24 rounds, Casey. For golfers, the last 24 rounds putting on pass plum, putting on pass plum greens. Who has gained the most strokes on said pass plum greens?
I couldn't tell you.
It's Justin Thomas.
Is it?
The last 24 rounds, he has gained 48.4 strokes putting on these delightful pass plum greens. Last year, as we all know, he's one. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
He's one of the best approach players in the world. He was first in strokes gained approach last year. Mm-hmm. He's 41st this year. He's 5th in birdie average, 4th in strokes gained total. He's only played here once, which is the only negative thing I could really find on him. He finished 23rd in 2015 at this course and hasn't played here since because, like we said, most of the big names, when this tournament comes around in the PGA season, they're not really playing this one. So he has only played it once, but I just think he's going to be my number 1 guy right now.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with Justin Thomas. I went with Harris because the first thing I do when the prices come out with no backup information, I put together a lineup. And yesterday, I put together a lineup that I really like when they came out that includes Harris English, 2 guys in the 9K range, 2 guys in the 8K range, and a 6K ranger, which obviously you figured out who that is. I just think his game sets up so well, and I think the price is just ridiculous. Like, he should be priced more than Finau, Berger, or Koepka, in my opinion. He should be the second most expensive player on this in this field. We know he's going to hit his irons. We know he's going to hit the fairway, and we know he's probably going to do some putting. So I have no reason to believe Harris English won't contend this week, and I have no reason to believe JT won't either. But it's just his game is so good for this course, and the price. That's why I have him over JT. But can't go wrong with JT. I don't think you can necessarily go wrong with Finau or Berger either. I have Finau over Berger. You obviously have Berger over Finau. I can't quote you word for word, but I've heard you say I'm never playing Daniel Berger again with some more or less words in there that start with F and other offensive things.
You want to hear something great?
Yeah.
Not playing him this week either.
Fair enough.
But I do like his. You just talked about how Harris has a better fit for this course than JT, in your opinion. Mm-hmm. I think Danny Berger has a better fit for this course than Finau, just because Finau is like a bomber. Yeah. It's a very, very far. He takes advantage of the courses that are very, very long. Berger is not. He doesn't have that power off the tee. He's more of a find the fairway guy, hit the green guy, and make a lot of putts. Mm-hmm. So I have him over Finau right now just because of his play style.
Agree. I have Finau over Berger only because Berger's been playing really, honestly, only well since the comeback.
Correct. Yeah.
It's the same reason that I have the respect for JT. I think Finau is a better golfer than Daniel Berger. So when it comes down to it and you've got not a tough golf course, I would just lean towards the better actual golfer. That's why I have Finau over Berger.
I agree. I think that these greens are big. So Daniel Berger, he makes a lot of putts when you watch him. Mm-hmm. He's very, very good at putting. The greens that, like I said, are going to be soft and slow this week. I think Daniel Berger is a player who can kind of take advantage of that. Mm-hmm. He can hit his putts with more confidence. I think he's going to drain a lot of putts this week, and that's why I have him 3rd instead of 4th.
I feel you. If Finau can hit more fairways than he usually does, I think he'll be in good shape. But I'm not going to argue with you that they're easily flippable.
Same.
Brooks Koepka at 5. It's incredibly disrespectful for a guy whose last two finishes are 7th and 5th. If he was priced 10, like if he was flipped with Harris or Berger or something, it'd be different. Brooks could contend here. I don't think we need to spend too much time on it other than it's not a major, so it's super, super sus to play Brooks at the price.
Yeah, for me, it's just price.
Yeah, it's
I'd rather go up 400 or go down 300.
I agree. Don't be shocked, though, if he contends. But
Agreed.
It's just sus. Let's go to the 9K. Let me grab my paper here. Not a big 9K range, and admittedly, when you see this video, not you, but anyone listening, you will see Corey Connor's name in the thumbs up range. I forgot to put him there on accident, but we'll get to that when we get there because he's 9 even. We start with Abraham Answer at 9.9. You put him thumbs up. Why'd you do that? Besides the fact he's really good at golf.
Yeah, one, he's really good at golf. Two, there's two Mexican golfers on tour who are like a household name if you watch golf.
Yeah, that's true.
Answer and Carlos Ortiz. I think both of them have it just worth more to them. I feel like this tournament, both of them definitely want to win. And Answer showed that. He finished 8th in 2020, 21st in 19, and 9th in 2018. Last year, 45th in strokes gained approach, 20th in strokes gained total. He is 25th on tour this year in driving accuracy at 69.93%, 42nd in ball striking. I just think this tournament means a lot more to two of the people in the field than it does to every other person in the field. And I wouldn't be surprised if Answer wins, honestly.
Answer has not won, right?
No.
Right.
I do not believe so. But I wouldn't. And I remember watching last year in 2020. He was playing lights out. I definitely think he's going to be dialed in for this week. And at 9,900, I think that's a great play.
I don't disagree. You can definitely play Abraham Answer. Victor Hovland will be next at 9.7. He does everything well but putting and around the green. If he can make some putts, he's going to be dangerous this week.
Agreed.
But there's no real evidence that he's going to make any putts unless he can throw some darts with the slow. What are the greens?
Soft and slow.
No, what's the word?
Pass pull.
Pass pull. I was going to say parabola, but I knew that was some math thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, if he can make some putts, he's definitely playable. I have him as a right now. Ricky Fowler, I don't think you can play at 9.5. It's just, he's making cuts now, which is, now in a relative sense, he made the cut at the Masters, but he's probably gonna make the cut, but I don't think he's gonna contend at 9.5. You can't really afford that.
In my notes for Ricky, I wrote two things. Strokes gained approach this year, 212th. Yeah. Driving accuracy, 81st. It's going to be a no from me at 9,500.
Absolutely. A yes from me and you at 9,300 is Russell Henley, although he kind of sort of let me down last week.
Yeah.
I hammered the top 20 bet on that, lost like $60.
Yeah.
But still, sets up perfect.
Yeah, I think Answer and Henley kind of fit into the same mold for me this week. And I think both of them will do well because of that. Mm-hmm. Henley, 3rd at CJ Cup, 4th at Zozo, 9th in approach this year, 10th in both driving accuracy and greens and regulation, which is kind of crazy. 10th in both. So, he's accurate. He does not have great birdie or better numbers, but for me, I can overlook that because he's also 3rd in bogey avoidance and 6th in scoring average. So he doesn't make a lot of bogeys, and when he makes birdies, he doesn't, go to the next hole and give that one back.
Here's what I think that translates to personally. Russell Henley's not going to win because he's not going to get low enough. However, I think he's probably going to finish well, but he's not going to win. I don't think, because I don't think he can get low enough. But I think he's going to be somewhere in the 11 to 14 range and finish 20.
He's played hard tournaments this year, and he's 3rd in bogey avoidance. So I feel like this tournament, I'll be shocked if he's making 3 bogeys around.
I'm with you. Next, you got Zalatoris. I actually don't like Zalatoris here. I know that he's been playing well and all, but I forget the stats just aren't good for somebody that's ranked at 9.2. There's not one that jumps off the page at you. So I'm staying away from him at 9.2 because you can get Neiman and Connors for significantly cheaper. We'll start with Neiman. He's playing well. His approach game is pretty solid. If he makes putts, he'll be okay. at 9-1. He's definitely underpriced. Corey Connors. I don't know if people are aware of this. You know, Corey Connors finished 10th at the Masters and was never on TV pretty much.
Yeah, I didn't see him, so I don't know that.
Yeah, he finished 10th at the Masters, 24th in Houston, 8th at Zozo, 17th at Sanderson. Like, this guy's been playing well. He's an approach god.
Yep.
We know that. What we don't know is if he's going to putt. But from what you said, they're going to be able to pin hunt. So if he's an approach god, shouldn't he just be tapping him in?
Yep.
I think Corey Connors is fairly underpriced at 9,000. He finished 10th at the Masters. He wasn't on TV. I just want to throw that out there one more time.
Yeah.
Corey Connors should absolutely be in your lineups this week.
And I didn't put Zalatoris down on either side for me, but he's kind of like Connors to me. Like I don't think there's a reason why you look at him and don't play him. Past 24 rounds, he's first in greens in regulation. Strokes gained in greens in regulation. He's 29.9 in the past 24 rounds. Yeah, I think he'll be hitting a lot of greens, and this course is very, very important to hit a lot of greens. And so I don't have him thumbs up just because there's people I like more, but I wouldn't tell somebody to not play him if they liked him.
Fair. 8K range, we roll on. Start at the top, Carlos Ortiz. I'd imagine you have something for that.
I do. I'll put him in my thumbs down just because the price. I wrote in my notes, not worth the price, was my very first line.
Okay.
He did finish second last year here at this tournament.
Yep.
But before that, he was cut 45th, 55th cut since 2016. He's 106 in strokes gained approach and 126 in driving accuracy. I get it that because I said this about Answer before, I think both of them really want to win this, but I don't think his game's setting up right now for him to be in contention.
And now, to be fair, he did just win.
Yeah.
But
I just don't personally see this one.
There you go. I had him as a I didn't have him thumbs down. I didn't feel that strongly about it either way, but I won't argue with you.
I just think the price is too high.
Fair.
Like, he's never priced
he's
like
not.
this.
You're
but
right.
The tournament is in Mexico, and I get that. I just don't think he's worth the price right now. It's too big of a risk. I'll say that. I'm not saying he's going to do poorly. It's too big of a risk at that much money.
Agreed. Billy Horschel, I don't think there's any risk there. I just don't think he's going to play well. So I would stay away from Billy Horschel. Leishman, you had thumbs down. I had also thumbs down, so see you, Mark. Brennan Todd, what are your thoughts on Brennan Todd? Do you have any?
I don't.
Yeah, it's hard to. I don't know how to feel. He made the cut at the RSM, but like he's the previous champ, but he's the hardest dude to figure out right now. I have him as playable. I don't necessarily know if you should go out of your way to play him, but like I think he is playable.
I think that's same with Zalatoris. I wouldn't tell anybody to play him, but if somebody said I'm really feeling Brennan Todd, I probably wouldn't rain on that person's parade.
Agreed. Sebastian Munoz is priced at 8.5. I'm so confused. Why do people not realize Sebastian Munoz is really good at golf?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sebastian Munoz, if you look at the stats, it's not going to jump out at you. This guy was really good at golf, though. 19th at the Masters. For his last, I'll just start naming them and let you decide. These are his just recent results. 19, 14, 9, 27, 23, 59, 8, 8, 18. Going back to the Northern Trust. So, to put into perspective, that's 0 made cuts. Or 0 missed cuts, sorry.
Well, November 21st. The last tournament we did was RSM, right? Yeah, I think the only reason he's priced right here is I'm looking at the wrong year. Didn't he not just miss the cut?
Not according to what I'm looking at.
RSM Classic 2020, November 19th, missed cut at 7 over.
Did he?
Yeah. I noticed that too, though. When I was on his PGA thing, it didn't have that.
That's weird.
Yeah, but it has it, like, if you just look at his actual Google thing, not his PGA Tour profile.
Okay, so throw that one out. Before then, he finished 19, 14, 9, 27, 23, 58, 8, 8, 18.
I'm not arguing with you at all. I like Munoz. I think that's why his price is there.
Must be. You got to play him. He's really, really good at golf. Brian Harmon, You usually have something to say. You have nothing to say this time.
I don't.
He's just solid, approach good, should putt some.
Yeah.
Should be okay at 8-4. The price is unbeatable on Munoz and Harmon.
I don't think I have a lot to say about him because I'm mentally preparing for what I have to do soon.
Okay, so I'll lead you in here. If you're new here, go watch our first ever video on the Shriners and check out what our boy Jenks had to say on our next contestant at 8-3, the first guy under the average value, Emiliano Grillo. So here's the thing. Jenks, check this out. The people at home, you won't be able to see this. What does this say? That's a check. That's good. What is that name?
That's Grillo.
Grillo. So I got on these slides to put Grillo's name on there and give you a heart attack.
Yep.
But what actually happened was I had the heart attack and spit out my pancakes.
Yeah.
When Grillo was already on the slide. Okay. So without anything else to add, Jenkins Jr.
Let me just start with this. Okay. You'll never meet a bigger fan of Grillo's than me.
Okay, well.
You'll never meet somebody who's believed in him more his entire career than me.
Okay, well.
I've always thought he was a good golfer. Great human being. All around the board, love him, support him.
Okay.
But now actually getting into it, strokes gained approach, he's 18th this year. Yeah. Over the past 24 rounds, he's second in opportunities gained, which is basically approach shots that are within 15 feet of the pin. He's tied 10th in bogey avoidance this year, which that surprised me just because he is a bad putter.
Right.
But that means his approach game's just dialed in because he's only 2 putting. And the thing that stood out to me the most about Grillo and why I had to put him on here is because his course history. He's 4 for 4 in cuts here with 10th in 17, 9th in 2018, and 15th in 2019. He knows the course. He's one of the guys who plays the shorter courses better, and he's one of the guys who plays tournaments, I would say, with worse fields.
Yeah,
better.
Not strong fields.
You can make the argument that this is the strongest field this tournament has had.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the RSM last week.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago.
But I still like him here. And I imagine you have something to add. Or did I cover it all?
Approach, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'll get into it when we get to the 7K and 6K when things start moving along because that's where I pretty much take over. If I have you thumbs up or in, you're pretty much good at approach, good at fairways. And if you're thumbs up, you're usually decent at all 3, adding the putting and the birdies.
Yeah.
If this guy can putt, he can perform this week. Next, you got Gary Woodland. I can't tell people to play Gary Woodland anymore.
Yeah, I put him thumbs down. 195th in strokes gained approach, 280th in driving accuracy. And I think that's enough.
Yeah, it is what it is right there. Charles Howell, I have him as he is playable, but I wouldn't play him over Grillo or the 2 guys priced under him in the 8K range, which is Joel Damon, who's pretty much going to hit fairways and greens, and he might putt, he might not, but he's going to be where he needs to be. And then old Patton Kazire / Kizri, whatever they call him. Patton K, as we call him here. This man is massive. We've talked about this before. This
huge.
You would not expect it. This is like a 6'5". This guy should be.
He could have easily made a 5-6 year career playing linebacker and then hopped back to the PGA Tour.
I mean, at a minimum, he could have. If he could shoot, he could have at least played guard.
Yeah, 2 for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy. Yeah.
But for me, this is a feeling pick. I wanted to play him last tournament at the RSM. It turns out I should have. His last 2 events, he's tied 10th at RSM and tied 11th at the Houston. And he is not having a great year, but just looking up on his PGA Tour profile thing, his greens and regulation is trending upward. Strokes gained putting trending upward. He gained 2.6 strokes gained putting at the RSM. His driving distance is actually lessening. He's hitting it shorter, and because of that, his driving accuracy's gone up.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and for this tournament, that's perfect. His accuracy's going up, his distance is going down, greens and regulation up, putting up. This is a feeling pick, and I will probably own him in some of my lineups.
You probably should. 7K, let's roll. We got about 20 minutes to get through it before Jenkins' break is over. We're going to try our best. 7K. Jenkins, as always, stop me if you have something to say. I think I know when you have something to say, but if you have something else, just stop me.
Norin Knox Malnati. That's all I need.
Okay, fair enough. Scott Piercy is playable. I have him thumbs up. Again, you got to realize what's happening here is it's going to go fast, but if I'm telling you to play him, they're probably hitting greens, they're probably hitting fairways, and they're probably doing some sort of putting. But I'll let you know, guys that are playable, that if they can putt. Piercy is a yes for me. Alex Noren is a no. Okay. Jenks has a whole ass hot dog in his mouth. Noren is, according to his little notebook that he just handed over to me, 206 in strokes gained on approach, 238th in driving accuracy. This man had a whole ass hot dog in his mouth. I looked over and it was just in his mouth.
Yep.
Yep. So anyway, he feels strongly that you should not play Alex Noren. We good?
Yep.
Adam Long at 7-8. Actually, you just took another bite. Okay, so you had Adam Long as a thumbs up, and I had him as a thumbs down.
Which is actually perfect because I thought he was an
Mm-hmm.
but I put him in the thumbs up because I didn't know who else to put.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason is the last two finishes tied 30th at RSM
Mm-hmm.
and then tied 11th in Houston. And in the last tournament here in 2020, he finished second. So I don't know.
It's possible.
It's possible, yeah.
Fair enough. You'll hear from Jenks again in a bit. Go ahead and finish your food, buddy. These three guys are all definitely playable. It's Harold Marner III, Keegan Bradley, and Ches Reavie. Here's the problem with all of them. It's unconfirmed if they're going to putt. More so Ches and Keegan. Ches and Keegan are dangerous if they can putt because their approach game is so fire and hitting fairways off the tee. Harold's a wild card because I think he's a little better. He's a little better putter than those particular players, and Harold makes more birdies than they do. But you need him to putt.
I've been burned too many times by Harold.
Yeah.
I won't put him up for a while.
I feel you, but all three of those guys are definitely playable at Harold 7-8, and then Keegan and Ches at 7-7. You just really got to hope they putt. Russell Knox, I can't say anything good about the guy because every time he burns me. I understand he's like first in greens and regulation, but other than that, he's kind of trash.
Yeah, so once again, past 24 rounds, strokes greened, pass pull and putting.
Strokes greened, pass pull and putting?
Strokes gained, pass pull and putting.
Okay.
Fifth, he's gained 38.4 strokes on these greens.
All you had to do was get this guy on the pass pull, so.
He's 20th in bogey avoidance this year, which he doesn't make like too many birdies. So his scoring average is pretty decent because he doesn't make bogeys. And the other thing, pass pull.
Pass pull,
right?
Mm-hmm.
7 for 7 here in made cuts. His worst finish is 37th. In 2020, 33rd. 2018, 9th. 2017, 3rd. 2016, 2nd. Pass pull. Russell Knox has figured out the pass pull and greens, and that is the only reason I like him here.
There you go. Fair enough. Now we go to 7-6. Sepp Straka. This is going to blow you away.
Okay.
Total birdies on the year. Sepp Straka's third. But here's where it gets interesting. I forgot to bring this up earlier, and I should have. Shame on me. Second, total birdies on the year, Corey Connors. Another guy I told you to play. Sepp Straka. Fourth, Sebastian Munoz. Fifth, the guy I'm going to tell you to play, Adam Schenk. Sixth, the guy I'm going to tell you to play, Tom Hogue. Eighth, Peter Malnati. Ninth, Brian Harmon.
Yeah.
These are all guys in this tournament that are priced extremely fairly. Keep that in mind. Sepp Straka is 100% thumbs up and playable. Rory Sabatini is not. Ben On, God bless him, but I still can't play him. He can't really do anything right. Nice guy, though. Kevin Streelman is 100% playable. I want to say that every stat I looked up, he was inside the top 100, which doesn't sound that great, but priced at 7.5 is not bad.
Yeah.
Kevin Streelman's definitely playable. Brian Gay, I understand he won, but he's not playable. Kirk's another guy. If he can putt, he's playable, but you got that risk. John Huh. You ever heard of John Huh?
I believe it's who.
Huh. I'm gonna call him Huh because it's H-U-H. Huh. He's playable. I have him thumbs up on my paper. I think he's playable. Denny McCarthy, bro. The wounds will heal, but I'm disappointed from last week. I still think you're playable though. Aaron Wise, my brother, you are not playable, unfortunately. Doug Gim, absolutely playable. Peter Malnati, absolutely playable. What you got on him?
Well, first I want to say I think this needs to be the week we finally flash up the Aaron Wise picture.
Okay, I'll
Yeah, because I think that's something.
We'll give you a second to look at this here.
Yeah. But Malnati is hot right now, and he's just priced way too low. He hasn't had a bad tournament in a while. Like he's been dialed in. He's 48th in strokes gained approach, 4th in strokes gained putting. He's played the course 6 times. He's not playing it that well historically, but then again, he hasn't been that good historically.
Correct.
He's playing well right now, and I think that bodes well considering he's played this course. He knows how, he knows when he messed up, in this course, what to do better.
Okay.
And he's finally playing well right now. 9th in birdie average. I think he's very, very
well. I think what plays well is I think we said that last week. He had not historically played the RSM Classic very well.
Right, and he did. Well.
Yeah. So he's hot. You got to play him. Pat Perez, if his foot's feeling okay, I think he's playable if he putts. What?
Yo, do I have something for you?
Okay.
Pat Perez, strokes gained, pass plum. We thought JT was first, Pat's 2.
Really?
At 45.5 strokes gained in the past 24 rounds. Put her on the board. Pat Perez, pass plum putter. The quadruple P. I think he's playable as well.
Oh my God!
Quadruple P, Pat Perez.
It should be stated, Pat Perez has won this event before. So there's that. Austin Cook is playable, but at your own risk because Malnati's the same price, and there's a bunch of guys that we think are better in that price. But Austin Cook could be played. Charlie Hoffman still sucks. I don't know what to say about this man. He's not any good. I don't know what to tell you. Don't play Charlie Hoffman. Maverick McNeely, I don't think Maverick McNeely sucks. I just don't think he's playable. Adam Hadwin, his game is completely and utterly gone. The skinniest man in America is going to putt, but that's pretty much all he's going to do. Lucas Glover, we'd love you to make the cut, but unfortunately you might want to put on the helmet. The helmet, be ready for that when you go home. Graham McDowell, unfortunately, I do not think is playable, although I like Graham McDowell.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley's really good Kyle Stanley's really good on the approach. The problem is I don't know if he's going to putt, but that's another guy that checks 2 of the boxes. Ollie Schneiderjans, apparently they only let him play in PGA Tour events outside of the United States. Don't play him because he's horrible. I mean, what do you want me to say? He's not any good. Vaughn Taylor, I liked him at 6-something last week. I don't like him at 7-1. Harry Higgs, there's question marks on Harry Higgs, but I mean, it is doable. I just don't know how much I would tell you to do it. Villegas, great on approach, but bad at everything else. Henrik Norlander is in my lineup, 100% playable. Hopefully he doesn't get COVID this week. Old Wiener had it last week. Garnett, you go back to the pass pull. He's 5th. I saw it.
Who?
Garnett, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. No, 3rd. 3rd in pass pulling.
3rd in pass pulling putting for Garnett. All that being said, I think he's playable. Garnett, I feel like is always playable, but he's literally the definition of playable. 50th, 21st, 51st, 61st. He makes the cut barely. The definition of playable. At 7,
he likes to make the cut, just doesn't like the weekend stress.
Yeah, he's literally, but he's usually not 7,000. He's usually in the 6 range somewhere. That's why I like him better. Yep. I just have him as because he is playable, but he's not going to do much but make the cut. Patrick Rogers, no. 6K, holy crap! We're going to have to move through this to get done before Jenks's break is over. Here we go. 6K. Shit. Rafa Cabrera Bello, not any good. Don't play him. Brian Stewart checks a lot of boxes. He's definitely playable. Duncan, unfortunately, is not. Grace is not. Shank just seems to make the cut like I told you about the total birdies. I have him as an I don't necessarily think he's a thumbs up, but I think he's playable. Hubbard, I don't like this week. I don't like him actually all this year. He hasn't been playing all that well.
He's getting better.
He's coming back around. Luke List is going to be a no. Tom Hogue is going to be an absolutely. I told you about the total birdies. He hits fairways. He hits greens. He just needs to putt. He putts usually well, so I wouldn't worry about that. Will Gordon is another guy. He's in the top 10 in total birdies. He usually hits it far and not that accurate, but he's getting more accurate. I think Will Gordon's playable. Max Homa is not. Ventura, I didn't write this down, really. Okay, I didn't write down Ventura apparently, but I think if I remember correctly, he's not playable. My boy Jin Zhang is not playable. Vegas, no. Steele, no. Andy Ogletree, I think, is an interesting case. He made the cut at the Masters and played well. He putts incredibly well, but that's about it. So I think you could play Ogletree. Roger Sloan is playable. Just trust me on that. Andrew Putnam, I have thumbs up. If he putts, he might be in shape for a good week. Robbie Sheldon is not. Our boy Wes Bryan is back in the 6K range, and you better believe I'm hammering Wesley Bryan in every lineup I got. Anything to say about Wesley Bryan?
I love him.
That man is a monster. Love Wesley Bryan. Ryan Armour, it's a no from me, dog. JJ Spawn, believe it or not, is playable. I don't know how well he's going to do. He's a good approach player. He just needs to putt a bit, but I think at 66, he's definitely not better than Wesley Bryan, but he is playable. Appy Barnrat, anything to say?
No.
He's playable, believe it or not, I think. Nate Lashley, same thing. I think they're both playable. Hostler at 6'5", playable. Duffner, no. Mitchell, no. Merritt, Bryson Burgoon, it's close, but I don't think so. You also have two dudes that have never played a PGA Tour event, Austin Eckerott and Quade Cummings at the 6'5" range. I wouldn't play them, but
yeah, that's fair.
So that's the 6 to 6'5". Throw up this graphic and give you the 6'4" to 6 guys I think that are playable. Cameron Percy is priced too low here, I think. At 6'4", he's definitely playable. At 6'3", I'd play Rob Oppenheim if you have to.
I like that one. I also thought about playing.
Yeah, so I think that's an option. At 6'2", let me find my guy's first name. Johnson Wagner. I think if you have to play somebody 6'2", Johnson Wagner is your option. And at 6'1", I'm going to go back. I'm ready to be hurt again. Chase Seifert at 6'1". He's pretty good at everything but putting. He's really, really horrible at putting. And not on the graphic, but just want to throw this out there. $6,000. Rain Gibson is priced at $6,000. The people that are priced at $6,000, like DA Points has made one cut ever. Like mostly everybody misses the cut. Rain Gibson has made like half the cuts, and he's priced at $6K. It's weird that he's there. He's literally the last person on DraftKings. You have to scroll all the way to the bottom. So it's very, very odd that he's priced that low. If you only have $6,000, please play Rain Gibson and not DA Points. That guy's freaking horrible. Picks. We're here. We've got 7 minutes to do these picks. Mayakoba Golf Classic picks. Hopefully you got the 6K and the 7K and all that. We went quick, but Jenkins Jr., just to really clarify if you're new here, we cannot pick guys we've already picked before. Whoa, you heard that?
Yeah.
That shit was weird. I don't know what that was. Anyway, Jenkins Jr., who's winning the Mayakoba Golf Classic?
I'm going to just take JT.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to burn JT just like that?
Yeah.
Justin Thomas?
Justin Thomas is my pick to win.
Wow. Wow. He picks Justin Thomas to win the Mayakoba Golf Classic. It's not bad. I mean, it's just
get some points. Hopefully.
Wow. Son of a gun! I didn't see that one coming. Well, Jesus, I don't know what to do. You threw me off. You know what? I will take Corey Connors.
Okay. I like that.
Give me Corey Connors to win the Mayakoba Golf Classic. Justin Thomas, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Figured I'd just go for it.
Paspal him?
Paspal him. It's basically, if I didn't pick JT, it would have been Pat.
Wow. Paspal him. He picked Justin Thomas to win on the Paspal.
It's all about putting on the Paspal.
He picked arguably the best player in the world. Well, no, not arguably right now, but definitely the second best player in the world to win on Paspal.
Yep.
Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff is happening. Jenkins Jr., somebody priced at 7-9 or lower to finish in the top 25. Go ahead and tell me who that would be.
I'll just stick with it. I'll go Russell Knox.
Then he's going to be down another one. Is Russell Knox? Well, Russell Knox always screws me. Maybe he won't screw you.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
Fair enough. Looking at my notes here, who do we like? Henrik Norlander.
Okay.
Let me get Henrik Norlander if you would. As long as he doesn't. If I get another guy that withdraws, I'm going to be pissed. After Sam Burns. But, all right, so, as you see on your screen, I have Corey Connors and Henrik Norlander. Corey Connors to win, Henrik Norlander, top 25. You have picked Justin Thomas to win on, what is it? Paspalum greens. And you have Russell Knox to finish in the top 25. We have 4 minutes until Jenks is back from break. Jenkins Jr., anything you'd like to tell the people before we get out?
I just think too many people talk bad about Grillo. And
Okay.
I think this podcast, we're trying to stop that.
You're trying to stop the hate.
Yeah.
Spread the love.
Spread the love.
Emiliano Grillo, shout out Bradenton.
Yeah.
Florida.
That's pretty cool.
So before we get out, let me just scroll down real quick. So we got the Mayakoba Golf Classic this week, followed by the QBE Shootout, December 11th through 13th in Naples, Florida, and we'll be off till January 7th in between then. So not a lot of time to gamble on golf left in 2020, so you might as well get the best of it out at the Mayakoba Golf Classic and the QBE Shootout. That's going to do it for Fantasy from the Fairway, the Mayakoba Golf Classic edition. Be better than Matt Kuchar if you're going to play this week. Go ahead and tip your caddy if you win. Go ahead and tip your caddy anyway, because frankly, everybody out here needs money during the pandemic, especially, I'd imagine, the golf caddies in Mexico.
Yeah.
So that'll do it. Thank you for listening. As always, like, subscribe. This is Amanda's notebook.
Yeah.
I couldn't find one of mine. And go follow the social media if you so choose. 46 minutes. This is going to be our shortest video.
Yeah, which is probably good.
Probably good.
Yeah. So
Mayakoba.
shout out Poppycock.
Hey, shout out. Yeah.
Shout out Mama Trish. Shout out Mama.
Did you just say her name?
Yeah, I don't care.
I thought she cared.
I don't know. Mama Trish, shout out.
Uh-huh,
Shout out TRK.
She ain't watched.
Shout out Chip Raymond.
He ain't watched.
Well, then that's all I have for you guys.
All right. Like, subscribe, do the things. We'll be back next week. QBE, shoot it out. Jenks. Play the music.